England have just drawn with Ghana, JJ. Both teams failed to score. England, a little worryingly, struggled to break Ghana down. Is that something that England fans should be concerned about going forwards in the tournament?
I think the answer is both yes and no. So you need to work out how they break down a low block. So what Ghana did was play the sort of 4-1-4-1, block out all the space. But as Anthony Barry, the assistant manager, said, they sat even deeper than they anticipated in their preparation for it.
Yeah.
And so then you start thinking, what kind of players do England have with them that can break down these kinds of things? If you have someone like Gordon, what you want is to be able to take someone on the outside, but actually what he's best at is if they move up a little bit further, they all push up a few meters, then it means obviously you're going to have space in behind to get him in behind. And so you're not getting much use out of him because he's having to play against a team which is super deep and blocking out all the space. And so if he can't then break that down, how do you get past him to try and open things up? Well, you can't really do it. So what they start doing is the sort of horseshoe thing where you play it backwards to everyone. But you've got Kane, who's your striker, who's trying to drop in deep to try and get on the ball rather than live in the last line. You've got Bellingham trying to break in here. It's very hard. And I think what they're missing here, really, is one of the players they didn't take with them.
Right.
I think if they'd taken someone like Gibbs-White, here he is, this is the kind of thing where you can break these teams down. Now, Bellingham's obviously a fantastic player. Bellingham's great, running in behind, box to box, doing all the action stuff. It's one of the greatest midfielders in the world. But it's horses for courses.
Right.
And this is a stable of running.
Different types of horses.
Correct. Gibbs-White is an excellent horse.
Yeah.
Now, if you give him the ball...
Just to be clear, Gibbs-White is a human being, not a horse. But yeah, please continue.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Well, Gibbs-White is a different kind of player. You can get the ball, you can work it between him and Anderson. You can fire these fast passes in. So if you take too many touches, what England constantly did, they're going out wide, so the ball's going out wide. 1, 2, 3 touches, doesn't fancy it, goes back. 1, 2 touch, looks up, and it allows the team to just shift across. They can constantly shift across, block all the space, and then they need to try and do something else with it. In the first half, they had this long switch on from the left side over to the right. But if they're not fast enough with it, then you don't get to open it up. One of the things Germany did really well in their first game when they're playing against another defensive team was constantly one touch. So they'd have someone move in here, one touch, one touch, one touch, because it's harder to defend against. You've got to move constantly to try and open anything up. And these are the players, I made a video about it before at the start of the tournament. If you have players like Gibbs-White, even Phil Foden, I know, I get it, he's maybe not it, right? But these are the players that I think can unlock these sorts of defences, and they don't have them.
Okay, here's a slightly different question then. Maybe they don't have the player to unlock a defence like this, but do you think that the challenge that Ghana posed England might be a bit of a unique one moving forwards in the tournament?
Exactly. I think also don't worry too much about this at all, because I think this is the kind of thing you come up against a team who is weaker, more limited. They're always going to play like this. Their manager's setting up this way on purpose. Try and get one chance on the break. That's what they're trying to do. But if you're trying to break these down, there's a few ways to try and break them down. But one of the ones we've seen, like Arsenal do this year, is rely on set pieces, and England will be able to do this. A lot of games will grind into these sorts of things. Some teams can't defend in this way, some teams don't want to because you're risking loads of pressure, and not everyone has fast players on the break. Greece is a great example. They defend by keeping the ball rather than trying to let people away on the counter-attack. That's how they defend. And so if they were just able to get a couple of shots in, like Kane missed a shot from inside the box, it's hard to break down these defences. They are really compact, they're really wanting to try and get a point out of this at least, and chances are going to come. England have the players to score these sorts of things. It's nothing to worry about. They'll be just fine.
And going forwards in the knockout stages, you'd expect them to play against teams that don't play like Ghana, come out against them. England more likely to play in games against teams like Croatia.
I wonder what managers will think, how they compare to England. So like we said, if you push them up a little bit more, if you start playing more as a mid-block, if you try and attack them a little bit more, maybe go for them, you obviously open up that space in behind for Gordon to get into, for Bellingham to get into, and that's kind of what England want. The question will be whether they think it's better to try and frustrate England, like Ghana did, because then you know that you can stop them from scoring. But it just takes one bounce, one handball, one penalty, Kane not skying the ball from over the bar to make that a less viable option. But certain teams will find weaknesses in England. Them being able to create against packed defences is one, but every team in the world suffers with that. If you can't ping at 1-2, you've got short players to do that, then you have to find other ways. And because they're so good at set pieces, they're probably fine, and will probably encourage teams to maybe have a go at them more to avoid the set pieces, which in turn gives them more problems.
So England are going to win the World Cup?
No.
That's right, they're going to win the World Cup. See you later.
If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. The Athletic is home to some of the world's best sports journalists, including David Ornstein, Amy Lawrence and James Horncastle. With the latest transfer news and insights on every Premier League story that matters, theathletic.com puts you inside football, and you can try it for free now for 30 days. See the link in the description.